going to tell you something. If you two never bother me again the rest of my life, I ain't giving them attention. I can't. There's good friends of mine out there fucking say, well, he's divorced, you have to do his stuff. That's why I said to you before, you don't understand what the money is. The most of me is that the boss is your boss.
And welcome to Mob Talk Radio. I am your host, Jeff Canarsie. Just really quickly, let me pull this thing up over here. All right. So, I know it's been a bit since I've been on here. However, we do have some pretty exciting news coming your way. And the first thing I want to say, most importantly, is thank you to everybody who has supported this channel and who supports our award-winning podcast over on Supercast, which can be found in any podcast format you're looking for. Over the last decade, listen, it's not been easy. There have been challenges, many peaks and valleys along the way. I've made some great friends, and I've made some borderline fucking bottom-feeding stalkers, and you know who you are. But all of what I've done in the last decade has really brought me to this point. First, I want to say, there is somebody out here who keeps saying that the genre would be dead without him. Let me say this to you. You wouldn't have a page or a fingernail in this genre had it not been for me. There was no mob genre a decade ago on YouTube when I came around. And I paved the way for a lot of people. And those are just the facts, whether you like me or not. I'm the godfather, the OG of the mob genre, and those are just the facts of the situation. I've been through a lot over a decade for sure. There are, and there's going to be a ton of stalkers and lowlives who without hesitation will criticize me, say stupid shit, and invent more nonsense, which is all they've done for a decade. For a decade, you've tried and failed at every stretch of the imagination to put a scratch or a dent in my career. The mere fact that anybody has nothing better to do than lie about me and invent stories about me and continuously does shows about me tells me that they are the ones who suffer greatly from their own insecurities. And that's just the truth. If all you can do is talk about other people, then that says more about you than it's ever going to say about me or whatever lie or bullshit you want to say about me. All right. So for those that said, oh, he's never going to write a book, nobody would publish anything he writes, blah, blah, blah. Well, who's laughing now? Because on the screen, you can see it for yourself. I have a paid for play podcast, which nobody in the genre has. I have an award-winning podcast, which nobody in the genre has. And now I'm a published author. This is not about bragging. It's not about ego. It's just a mere fact that I set trends. I've always done that. Nobody is doing what I'm doing. You can have all of the subs that you want, but when you start charging for people to listen to you talk for 3.5 hours a week, 5 times a month, or whatever the case may be, then you let me know. When you've been in this genre, the mob genre, and you're making a living off of your work, let me know. For a decade, I've been doing that. And once again, I'm only talking about the Mafia genre, not any subcategory of the mob genre. Because some people say, oh, he's talking about MobTube. I'm not. Those are two different things in my opinion. So in 3 days, my book is going to drop on Barnes & Noble. And the book is essentially about how I got here and everything that took place in between then and now. And yeah, there is going to be stuff in this book that some people just aren't going to like. Yes, I discuss Angel Gotti. Yes, I discuss John Gotti Jr. and that pesky 302. I discuss what happened to Phil Narducci. I discuss Joey Merlino's trial and everything that's happened along the way. And there are things in this book that are going to surprise some people. Everything that everyone has ever tried to lie about will get settled in this book. You will see how far people have gone to lie and invent and how I destroy their bullshit in half a page with documents and proof. So enjoy all the nonsense you've said about me because you're about to be proven very wrong about everything. And I said a long time ago that I would not use YouTube as a linchpin for getting even with people, and I really haven't. Instead, I've just ignored everybody. Instead, this book, in certain ways, is going to bury a few people who should have known better than to keep up their nonsense with me. Like I said, there's nothing MobTube related in this. So if you think this is going to be some salacious viewpoint on MobTube, I'm here to tell you that there's not a single mention of MobTube in my book whatsoever. That's not what this book is about. However, I'm just going to say it. There are maybe one or two people who are not really in MobTube or on MobTube that are never going to recover after this book comes out. I'm just telling you the truth. I have always defended people from day one. And this book is a huge extension and example of that. My work and everything that took place just throughout the years. I'm proud of this book. I worked insanely hard to ensure that it protected people that I knew. And I worked insanely hard to be 100% transparent and honest. Scars and all, it's going to be on display. You're going to get the story, some mob history along the way, and you're going to read about some things that I have never said publicly about certain things. And for those who are going to say, oh, he's just going to invent stuff. Well, here's the thing. Most of these events happened. It was me and multiple people together. And so for anybody that tries to distort the truth, then I'll just bring the three people on. And then what are you going to have to say then? So there you have it, right? But once again, I mean, hold on a second. I need to go up. I have one more note I wanted to add. Okay, so the pen is always mightier than the sword. In this case, it's going to be devastating for maybe one or two people who just didn't want to stop. Like I said, it's not a salacious book. It's not a shit-talking book, but there's documents in there about some things that it's going to cause a little bit of a ruckus. So do me a favor. If you support me, support the channel, and you want to read a really good book, run out and grab a copy. Should be out on Wednesday, but I will post the links. But once it's officially launched, we'll put the links on our YouTube page, our Facebook page, and Instagram. So once again, the most important thing for me here is to say this. I have to thank those of you on YouTube who have supported me in my podcast subs, because without any of you, I wouldn't have lasted a day in a genre, let alone a decade. This work truly belongs to you before anybody else. And with that being said, check out our Facebook page and our YouTube community posts for all of the details of when you can get this book. And for all the haters and stalkers who will revolt and make video after video after video, let me just leave you with this. What have you done with your life besides come onto YouTube and lie and invent negative things about people because you hate yourself? If you spent less time inventing and lying and slandering and name calling, you might have more time to do something positive with your life. And to quote A Bronx Tale, a movie I fucking hate, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. If you got it, use it for good things. There is no talent in bashing, slandering, name calling, and picking on people to make yourself feel better or to make yourself feel more relevant. And I'm not talking about people that retaliate because they've been attacked. They're justified in doing whatever they want. I've always been a proponent of you got to be able to defend yourself. I'm talking about the people whose entire life existence being 30, 40, 50-year-old men who just say the most despicable shit. You're a waste of life and you have no talent. None. Because if you had any, you wouldn't have to do that. But the fact that you rely on that specifically tells me more about you. And so have a good time with it. Say whatever the fuck you want about me. But that's what's going on. I'm going to play the outro video one more time of the book, which officially goes on sale, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday of this week. We will post the links. And I think, oh yeah, because somebody will hold on a second, because somebody will say, oh yeah, he's making this up too. So let me just pull this up really quick, just to show you, and for anybody that says I made this, I got news for you. I didn't. There you go. It's going to be out on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure. I'm just waiting for the last email. But like I said, once it's officially out, we will post the links. I would appreciate it greatly if you could support the book. And with that, we're going to leave off with the promo one last time, and we will see everybody soon.